I've been running with this thing for 2 years, and there's actually founders in the room that actually been around for 2 years. There's even people that helped start this thing 2 years. Ricky Sanchez right there. Ricky, stand up, Ricky. Stand up. Ricky Sanchez started the first Sacramento chapter right downtown at the Urban
Hive.
And the point that I brought that up was because here was a young man, you're 28 now, 26 then, who understood the concept and the vision of what Successful Thinkers was about. And I've got a couple stories that are important because we, as an entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing, it's just kind of evolving as I'm speaking to you right now. But I realize we're all entrepreneurs, and we all need to know that we need to hang in there, no matter how bad things get, because I know 100% how bad things get. I have walked in those shoes, and I do walk in those shoes. I'm not somebody that was blessed or fortunate enough to be able to have somebody pay my way or do part of the work or whatever. I'm the guy that thinks of the idea and tells people that laugh at me, and then I do it anyway. That's who I am. And that's why it's important you know that you need to be that person. Because there's always going to be someone in your life that will say, you can't do it, you don't have what it takes, you're not that kind of a person, you're too old, you're too young. Whatever the dang excuse that they want to give you because they don't have the courage and the guts and the ability to do and go after the things that they think about. And you see, that's, to me, when I get in a room of dreamers, man, do you know how much stronger I am? Do you know how much stronger you are? Do you know when I go to an event, whether it's on a Monday morning or a Tuesday morning or a Monday afternoon or a Tuesday afternoon or a Wednesday or a Thursday morning like it is here, and I come home and I tell Denise, you know, the best thing out of my day was I went to a Successful Thinkers event. And, you know, I've gone 2 years without, you know, raising any money, doing any money. We're in the process of trying to raise money for the company because we have all these visions and dreams. But that's how much I believe in it. That's how much I believe in it. So I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to find other people that are willing to pay it forward so that we can pull this thing off. And I want to bring up somebody who actually deserves to be recognized. It's easy to just have them stand up, but Robert, get over here. Let me introduce Robert Velarde. Robert Velarde, you need to know this about Robert Velarde. Robert and I met each other, how many years ago?
Long time, about 10 years ago now.
It was at his nephew's funeral. His nephew stole my heart. And he had spina bifida. He was confined to a wheelchair. He was just, you couldn't walk in the room without, like, loving that guy. He's just always got a smile and always got a great attitude. I knew one of his uncles, and then I was asked to speak at his funeral. And I was sitting next to this guy. He was all Mr. Techie. I didn't even know how to use a computer. And he's putting together the PowerPoint, and I found out he was uncle, and he was going to speak. And so he spoke, and it was really, really good, and it was awesome. But then we went over to, you know, the celebration after the celebration, and we were having something to eat. And I just go, I wanted to get to know him, right? So I go, what do you do? And he goes, oh, I'm Google certified. And I'm going, so? And he pulls out a business card, and it says Google on it. And I'm going, oh, wonder what all this means. I have no clue. I'm like clueless because this is what I do for a living. I talk to people. I don't do anything on the internet. And he explained to me what it was, and we developed a relationship, and I realized how smart he was. And I realized how much he knew and what SEO was, and he educated me. And when it was time to launch Successful Thinkers, I called him up and I says, Robert, I really don't know what I'm asking you, but I know, you know, after having programmers work for me for years now and all these other things that I've learned, you know something nobody around me knows. And I know it's important, I just don't know what it means. And I really meant it that way. And so he came to my office, and I sat down with him, and I explained to him what Successful Thinkers was and the plan and the vision. And I says, I know that getting it online and getting people aware of it, I go, we need you. And he goes, sure, this sounds great. I'm excited about it. And then we started working together, and I started to realize that he's not just a geek, you guys. He's a human being that has a heart. And he loves people through the process, even though he's usually, a little brighter than them, because I don't know how his brain works. But here's what I want you to know, and this is important. When I asked Robert to help, I didn't say become my partner. I didn't say that I'm going to pay you. I didn't say that you're going to have a job someday. I said, I just need your help. And he goes, no problem. And since January of 2009, Robert has worked for Successful Thinkers tirelessly without one check for just over 2 years. And I share that with you for two reasons. One, guy's an animal. He's committed to a cause that's bigger than any of us in this room here. Number two, I don't believe that he would stand by my side if he didn't believe in me. If he didn't know, like, and trust me. I sent a letter to him and to my partner, Steve Arola, who you will love to know one day. Steve Arola is a man that I will love for the rest of my life, a man that has stood by my side for 5.5 years as business partners. We've lost everything together, we've made millions together, and we've lost everything together. And he's still there with me. He still trusts me with Successful Thinkers. He still does stuff for Successful Thinkers, has never got a dime from it. And the letter I wrote to Steve, it was a week ago. And I CC'd Robert because I wanted Robert to know the letter. I wanted him to read what I wrote to Steve. Because Steve knows that Steve is my only best friend. And I told him that Robert Velarde is my other best friend. There is no other two men on this planet that I love more, that I trust more, that I can thank God for bringing to me than Steve Arola and Robert Velarde. Because they stood by my side with no money, simply a promise. And for some reason they believe in me, and some reason they have the same vision, and they want to make significance happen in this lifetime. And they believe Successful Thinkers is that opportunity. So, Robert, do you have anything that you want to say? I mean, it's worthy.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'm just humbled to be standing in front of you. Really, I really am. And the caliber of people that are in this room, there is so much greatness in this room. I mean, we could go down the list. Michael Estes here, you know, is an awesome guy, and he's in it to win it with us, and we're working on major plans with him to get this thing to even go bigger than what it is, way bigger. And so we're really excited about everybody that's in this room. People, I'm just humbled to be in front of you. And I want to meet every single one of you. And that's a promise, okay? I want to meet every single one of you. So we got to do one-on-ones. We got to, you know, meet 5 at a time or 10 at a time or whatever we got to do. We got to have a party. I want to do it, okay? And that's right. And whatever it takes. But I just want to say that Successful Thinkers is my family. And I live, eat, sleep, and drink Successful Thinkers as well. And I do have another life, but this is primarily what we do. And it's awesome, guys. And I just want to congratulate all of you for being the leaders that you are in this room. Every single one of you are leaders. And you're going to expand on that leadership, and it's going to come out of you because there's so much greatness in this room today, and you're going to see that happen. And it's already happening. I mean, we could go down the list of people in this room. Jim Bellicera right here, I've learned so much from him, and Denise as well. Denise sent me an email one day, and I always use that phrase, and she probably doesn't even know I use that phrase, and I always use it, and I always use that phrase, and here it is. It says, "We are on the same team." And that's my phrase today. We are on the same team. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Let's take this to the next level. Let's take back our cities, our businesses, one block at a time, and let's take America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Yeah, and to give you a heads up about Robert Velarde, he is probably trained, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, 90 to 95% of all of the people that stepped up to the plate and wanted to open a city somewhere in the United States. On the phone, with the website stuff, teaching the Facebook and other social media stuff, and you name it. And so, I mean, without him, there's no way I could have done that, because that was like over my head. I like this.